wrote 52 episodes for the show, production ready scripts in like 3.5 months alone. I didn't have any team or co-writers then.
These are conversations that are tough to have even with ourselves, and to actually have it with me.
You can't get complacent and you can never earn less than your salary that was there. मतलब भूख होना चाहिए. And I said, I think I have that fire where I'll go beyond.
This is the reason I started One Story, simply because I feel like we're not alone and there are others like us in so many ways and in so many facets of our lives.
Revenge buying, revenge purchasing by consumers, revenge traveling. I think मेरे केस में वो हो रहा था. I don't think it was a conscious choice, but मुझे ऐसा लगा I have earned it.
Every word hits in a new way and you're like,
100%,
where were these lyrics before? ये lyrics क्यों make sense कर रहे?
All the dreams that I had kept in the closet and realized कि नहीं अब marine engineering है, मीडिया का कीड़ा सब छोड़ देते हैं. But those dreams came again and they sat in front of me as an opportunity that I grabbed with both my hands. And
with that, hello and welcome to this episode of One Story with Akta Pawar. Today's guest with me is friend, fellow screenwriter, Yash Thakur, and also fellow podcaster. I'll tell you about him. He has just about written 1,200 episodes, a little more than that actually, of a lot of animation shows that you already may know of. Little Singham, Roll Number 21, Ikans, and also Simba, and many more films, whatever. He is but a marine engineer turned screenwriter. Like most of us, like I said over and over again, engineering prerequisite है screenwriter बनने के लिए. तो पहले आप वो 4 साल या 5 साल का degree course करो and then you become a screenwriter. Yash is also now a host for and a very fabulous and wonderful host for Mumbai Indians. So Yo Mumbai Indians, and he is also a podcaster. Like I said, your show is
TikTok with Thakur.
मैंने बोल रही क्योंकि tongue twister है ये, तो I'm gonna play it safe. But I met Yash professionally. We were trying to write a show, build a animation, a beautiful world, and Yash was really instrumental in in making it what it where it stands today. Obviously show nahi bana. It's really sad with the way things are in the industry overall and also with animation. So that is sad, but it's there, and I'm sure we'll work together sometime.
Only correction is like we weren't trying to write a show, we did write it.
Yash wrote it, yeah.
No,
I mean, see, जब तक बनता नहीं है ना तब तक यही होता है कि आपने तो हाँ ठीक है आपका रेडी है तो
नहीं, but trying में लोगों को ऐसा ना लगे कि हमने try किया and oh we failed. We made a product and there were certain promises in the industry where it would get sold. It did not, because that we know about what is happening in the industry. But I think what we wrote together and whatever we created, I quite liked it.
I believe in it till now.
Wow.
I mean, if you want me to take it to market tomorrow, I would have ready.
Oh my God.
I totally believe in the work.
You have more belief in that project than I have in my relationships.
Wow. Okay. But this is the thing about Yash. Like the first time I met him, it almost felt like, it just everything fit together professionally. And then of course we stayed in touch. We became friends later. And it's so fabulous when someone comes in with that energy every single day to do what they love doing. And I think which is why, if you're not happy with your current profession, it's always great to find something that you're, happier in, because everybody around you kind of feels that, and you just light up, right? So
agreed.
I think with Yash's enthusiasm, the thing is that it just rubs off on everybody who's in the room, and his work ethic, it's fabulous, and he's an amazing writer also. And now he's doing very big things, which I don't know if we can talk about, but I know some of it. But I think let's dive into Yash's One Story. And we have this little tiny ritual where we just do a cheers with our now very thandi black coffees.
But
Cheers.
with not the beverage we generally do cheers with.
We just drink black coffee. So yes, Yash, what is your One Story? Very excited to hear it today.
From what we know about each other and how much we've worked together, chill together, you know me as a very vibrant, fun personality who brings the energy to the room. But
just like your t-shirt today.
But it's surprisingly, my One Story is not that fun, happy-go-lucky kind of a story. It's probably more intense. Because I feel like that's one thing that changed me or my way of thinking in my life. And that was in 2016. It was the demise of my father. And it's it still feels like, as much as of a cliche that it may sound, it still feels like it was just a few months back or a year ago. So this was 9th of October 2016. So we are almost close to like 9 years now.
I'm so sorry.
But it is, I was 27 at that point of time. And for most people it will be like, अरे 27 के एज में संभाल ही सकता है, अराउंड 4-5 years से काम कर रहा होगा, must be financially stable. But sadly no, because I had just changed my field. So I was in the marine engineering field. I had sailed, I had gone on 2 sails on the ship and given my class 4 exams, and then I switched. Like all the dreams that I had kept in the closet and realized कि नहीं, अब marine engineering है, मीडिया वीडिया का कीड़ा सब छोड़ देते हैं. But those dreams came again and they sat in front of me as an opportunity that I grabbed with both my hands. And so I had just switched my field like a year ago, and I was doing really well as a writer, director, anchor for a YouTube channel. So when this happened, I had just quit that YouTube channel, and I had taken like a time and discussion with my parents where I said I need to become a freelancer because I think I can do much more. And they both believed and they said, Kar. I remember my mom just said कि एक ही तेरे लिए rule है. You can't get complacent and you can never earn less than your salary that was there. मतलब भूख होना चाहिए. And I said, I think I have that fire where I'll go beyond, and because I had created a network, I had done good work. ठीक है. So I was in between jobs. Like I had not found anything, and freelancing में भी projects आना शुरू नहीं हुआ था when this happened. So my dad was in the airlines, in the cargo side, and he was doing like really well. Like there are 4-5 renowned airlines for where he made their whole empire from scratch. Okay, and he was like making the big bucks even at that age. He was 58 then. So there was no retirement age. So मेरे को कभी किसी ने ऐसे नहीं बोला कि ओ थोड़े साल में तो तेरे पापा रिटायर होने वाला है, up your game. So I was getting the time that I needed to switch my field and chase my dreams. So when dad's thing happened, वो जो typical फिल्मों में दिखाते हैं ना, that अरे now he's the man of the house, वो हुआ मेरे साथ. And as dramatic and as filmy as it looks on screen, you hate it when it happens to you. It's not some tag or title that you're going to feel very proud about और तुम्हारी छाती फूलती है. You feel so much anger, because at that point of time in my life मुझे realize हुआ that choice कितनी बड़ी luxury है. Because choice ही ले लिया मेरे से. Like I didn't ask for this, nobody asks for this, nobody prepares you for the loss of a parent, but and never in your life is there is going to be a good or an ideal time for that. But when dad went and everybody is hugging me, consoling me, and they are just saying ki take care of mom and Shresh now. Shresh is my younger brother, and he was still in the middle of completing his education. He was studying in Melbourne and he had not started working. Obviously he was putting himself through that. वो side में they are working like side jobs while studying. But ऐसा he had not started professionally working then. So he was also in the middle of that journey. And mom was retiring in 6 months. So that I knew. Because she was teaching for 38 years and her retirement age was fixed. So that we knew was happening in 6 months. So I didn't have a choice of try करके देखते हैं, वो कुछ करके देखते हैं, trial and error. Failure was not an option. Failure was not a choice. मतलब करना ही है succeed. My parents have given me a certain standard of living. If I have to maintain that, I need to cover up for the primary earning member of my family who's overnight not there anymore. Can I do that? I have a buffer of 6 months because mom is still going to have a salary. And then in those 6 months, I need to turn things around. So every time a person said, "Ke, यश अभी you're the man of the house, सब संभाल लेना, सब संभाल लेना. मेरा गुस्सा बढ़ते जा रहा है. वो लोग वो बोल रहे हैं, आई नो इट्स कमिंग फ्रॉम द राइट प्लेस. मुझे पता है कि वो लोग सब लोग केयर एंड कंसर्न से बात कर रहे हैं, लेकिन इतना गुस्सा मेरे अंदर. आई डोंट थिंक आई फेल्ट ग्रीफ फॉर ऑलमोस्ट 2 years. मेरे को सैड और उदास होने का टाइम ही नहीं मिला till I got financially a little stable and settled and I achieved the kind of things that I wanted to. But gussa, oh God, I felt so much anger at that point of time at the situation, at not having a choice, at the people saying repetitive things, at cultural bindings. I remember after my dad passed on 9th, we waited a day and a half because my brother needed to come from Australia. And also दशहरे का टाइम था कुछ तो, सो वी वांटेड टू गिव पीपल एन अपॉर्चुनिटी दैट दे विल बी एबल टू कम त्योहार के दिन, बिकॉज ही हैड अ लॉट ऑफ लव्ड वंस. इट हैपेंड सडनली. सो 11th को एवरीथिंग हैपेंड, 11th of October. एंड आई रिमेंबर वेरी क्लियरली दैट आफ्टर इट हैपेंड, 4 दिन के बाद मुझे डिज्नी से कॉल आया था फ्रॉम अ क्रिएटिव प्रोड्यूसर. दे वांटेड मी टू राइट द होल सीजन फॉर अ शो एंड वी हैड ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड अबाउट इट. एंड व्हेन आई वांटेड टू गो फॉर द मीटिंग, वो 13 दिन तक सब फैमिली वाले बहुत घर पे आते हैं, खाना वाना भी मंगाया था, यू कांट यूज द चूल्हा. एंड अ कपल ऑफ माई रिलेटिव्स हैड सेड दैट मत जा, सूतक चल रहा है, तू ऐसे कैसे काम के लिए जा सकता है, एंड टेल देम टू पुश द मीटिंग फॉर अनदर 8 days. एंड आई वाज लाइक, व्हाट वर्ल्ड आर यू गाइज लिविंग इन? मैं कोई इतना बड़ा नहीं बना हूं कि वो मेरे लिए 8 दिन वेट करेंगे. अगर वो लोग हवा पे सवार हैं, एंड इफ आई एम देयर फर्स्ट चॉइस, आई हैव टू गो फॉर दैट मीटिंग. In fact, if I tell, because that person was also a friend, मैं बता दूंगा that my dad has passed away. वो लोग तो खुशी खुशी extend कर देंगे, but what if they meet another writer till then and that person grabs the opportunity? मैंने सीधा बोला with a straight face that if my dad was around to make this decision, the first person who would have said कि go would have been dad. And now with him not around, I need to take financially sound decisions. Whatever work is coming, I have to take it. I didn't tell the people that. I went for the meeting. I told them after the meeting that ऐसा हुआ है. Obviously she consoled me and all, but I had nailed the meeting till then. This was a show for Disney called Gajju Bhai. I wrote 52 episodes for the show, production ready scripts in like 3.5 months alone. I didn't have any team or co-writers then. So I had written like around 15 to 16 production ready scripts every month alone. I used to work for like 15-16 hours a day. And this is at the time, this is pre-COVID. So even to pitch concepts and beat sheets, I'm going to the studio. Like I'm going to the channel. So I used to go there, pitch that, get approvals, feedback, come back, write the script, go to narrate the script, get feedback, come back, send the second draft, which is with the changes. तो मैंने ऐसा फंक्शन किया for 12 to 14 months without thinking about how much I'm sleeping, what I'm doing, what not, to get to the position that I wanted to. And I think this one story changed me as a person, because it's a very dark and a tough conversation, but I'm also a very pragmatic person. I'm a dreamer. I'm very positive, but I know how to balance things out. So मैं कभी कभी मेरे मॉम से बात करता हूँ, and it's a tough conversation. Sometimes I also like choke when I'm talking about it, but I ask her that if dad was around, मैं succeed करता, ये मुझे पता है, because I'm very ambitious in life. I'm not okay with stagnancy. क्या मैं उतने जल्दी सक्सीड करता? शायद नहीं, because I think I was backed into a corner with no choices. Probably a difference between a plane and a rocket. Rocket इतना तेज जाता है क्योंकि उसके पिछवाड़े पे आग लगी होती है. Like I think I felt like a rocket in that moment. I didn't have cruise control like a plane and just enjoy the journey. I didn't have those choices, and that choice that was taken away, I think, built me into a more like a tough cookie, like a tougher person. It just made me more, I don't know, apt in handling the ups and downs of life. Now things don't shake me that easily. क्योंकि सबसे बड़ा चीज जो मेरे साथ हो चुका था, I came through that somehow. I think that changed me as a person, at least professionally, and how I handle uh, lows, or how I handle uh, unexpected tough situations. Changed me completely.
I think I am a talker, and you really made me speechless simply because you spoke about choking, and I think somewhere that emotion is coming up for me. It sounds really familiar to me, Yash. First of all, thank you so much for bearing that much of yourself. Um, these are conversations that are tough to have even with ourselves,
Yeah,
and to actually have it with me. I know I'm a friend, I'm a well wisher, and all of that, but I think it's really tough because I get it. I mean, we have so many similarities, and it's so strange that I didn't realize it till late. I've known you for a long time now. My father was in the airlines. My father passed when I was 13 and a half. My mother then became a teacher. So it's just like the parallels are so crazy. And I think I this is the reason I started One Story, simply because I feel like we're not alone and there are others like us in so many ways and in so many facets of our lives, that if we just sit down and listen to somebody, we're going to realize that, oh shit, it's the same thing that's happened to this person. And oh my god, what did they do, and I did it like this. So when you were talking about all of that, I think what was coming up for me was, I didn't have a choice either, because we weren't in the country, we were in Muscat, and rato rat it was a sudden death again, that another similarity. We had to just pack up everything and come back and find a place to live. Like in India, there was no place that was home for us. I mean, there was Papa's
crazy.
village, but we couldn't go there, obviously, because, three children and where are we going to study and whatever, whatever. So mom had to make all those decisions herself. I am the middle child. So somewhere I think I was sandwiched in that bit. I have a younger brother who was 8 back then. And when you were speaking about it, because all of what he's gone through in life was really just coming up for me in the sense that he was just told all of these things when he was 8, that you're supposed to take care of these 3 women and you're supposed to earn and you're supposed to fulfill your father's dreams. And, I mean, at 8, what does anybody know anything
That's
about
crazy.
life,
That's
right?
crazy.
And this is what society does to you. And when you spoke about your anger, I realized a lot of his life, and obviously this is his story to tell, but I draw a lot of inspiration from my siblings' lives because we are so different, and the way we've kind of built our lives is really, sorry, I'm choking again, but really, really different. And I think that is something to say with the kind of parenting we had, that we are people of our own, and our experiences are shaped by the choices we make. But when I came back to India, I was just told that you're a girl and you listen to your mother and you just keep quiet, and all your choices are going to really leave an impact. And so that burden of that every choice, every single choice that I make, whether it's the people I choose to hang out with, the habits that I take up when you're at that impressionable age. I also went through a very, very serious rebellion phase, right after that. I didn't cry for 3 years. And that really brought up a lot in my late 20s and 30s, because when I finally was able to deal with that, I was like, there was so much pent up, emotion stuck in different parts of my body. And then I went through different kinds of healing and whatever to really address it. And I don't know if that really ever gets addressed, right? Because we suppress it to function at that point in time. And again, you saying that you didn't really for 14 months even think about, what happened to you. And like you said, whether it's 27, whether you're 40, whether you're 50, 80, and if your parent is still alive, a parent is a parent to a child, right?
Correct.
You can never take that away. So it's really strange how I feel like patriarchy and the way our society is kind of puts that burden both on men and women and on young boys and girls. Like I was affected in a very different way than what you were and my brother were affected by, this sudden incident in our lives. And I do feel one thing, that I think not making a choice also is kind of like making a choice. I realized it a little bit later in my life. Um, I don't know if you agree, disagree, and you're free to like tell me that. But I feel like at that point, yes, I don't think I had a choice. I mean, I couldn't have just said, I'm going to stay back in Muscat and you all go figure. You can't do that, right? So I wanted to stay. I remember the last goodbye I was waving to the city, because that was the only city I ever knew in my entire life, where I lived and I grew up. But when I came back, and I was also angry. I was angry so much. I was angry all the time at everything. And that was why the rebellion came in, because I didn't know it was grief coming up as anger, right? And we're not taught to address grief in our life, and I see it so much differently now, that when something like this happens in someone's life around me, I think I'm like 5% better equipped to understand and handle, like, what do they need, what do you
Definitely.
need, right? And when people tell me, no, I don't want to cry, I'm like, no, please cry, please,
Correct.
because it's just that grief leaving your body in one way. But yeah, coming back to the point where, what are your thoughts on that? When you don't have a choice, also you're kind of choosing, right?
Nahin, of course, I agree with the fact that even when you don't have a choice, you don't realize, but there are still multiple paths you can go down.
Yeah.
Like मेरे पास choice नहीं था, लेकिन very easily everything could have gone downhill from there. If I succumbed under that pressure of what I was being told and never went on the path of success, probably became a person who was drowning his sorrows in alcohol, or I don't know, decided that the real world is giving me so much pain and anger that I want to maybe any kind of substance abuse, just want to stay in my
Yeah.
own dream world.
Yeah.
That was also a path. Now that I think of it, I pulled through, it's looking all good.
Yeah.
And it's also sounding like inspirational story.
Yeah.
But it could have gone the other way so easily. Like I was actually at crossroads without knowing that. So हाँ, जरूर इतना बोलूंगा कि उसके पहले मेरे पास जिस तरीके से मेरे मॉम डैड ने रखा था, आई हैड चॉइसेस galore. Like I had so many choices.
Yeah.
And that is why when all of them were taken away, शायद मुझे वो constriction, वो restriction feel हुआ. But yeah, of course, it could have gone on the flip side, and then we would have been having a very different conversation today.
Yeah.
So yeah, वो मैं agree करता हूँ. And of course, I want to just address something that you said, because it was really beautifully explained by you. That yeah, if somebody saying that, oh, you want to cry, we would of course say cry, and we would say, okay, you know what, deal with grief, otherwise it comes back. In my case, I was blessed with a fantastic family. I have a great set of friends, like my chosen family. मैं बहुत प्राइड लेता हूँ इसमें. 18 20 साल से उनको जानता हूँ, and they are there, like they are there for me in a manner where my family respects that Yash ke dost aise. Like you can count on Yash's friends. They are getting that extended privilege of having these kind of beautiful people in their lives because of me.
Yeah.
And I'm taking full credit for that. But मैंने इनको पकड़ के रखा है, इन्होंने मुझे पकड़ के रखा है इतने सालों से. तो मेरे पास ये लोग हैं. My family is very closely knit. I had no lack of emotional support. But that anger inside me, I couldn't share with anybody. I couldn't tell anybody, because that only I was feeling. And that stayed. I think I cried a lot also. But then there is a difference in crying also. Grief वाला crying होता है, you're feeling sad. मेरे रोने में भी गुस्सा था. And I cry. I hold it very proudly close to my heart that when I feel things, I cry. I cry in movies if they create a good scene, because I'm always in the character's shoes. Especially, no points for guessing if it's a father-son equation. Like, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum का वो particular scene हो गया, I'll cry for sure. I can watch it for the 20th time and I'll cry. Lakshmi, when he makes that call and the father picks up instead of the mother, crying for sure. There are fixed places. So father-son to gets to me, but anyway you create a good writing scenario, I'm with the character, I'm going to cry, and I'm okay with it. There are times when I can't breathe. I have to stay in the theater for 2 minutes after the film is over, because what I saw I need to absorb. So all those things, that's why I wanted to share कि तू जो ये बात बोल रही हो तो general है ही. But sometimes even when you do all these things right, you're talking to people, you're expressing, you have people who understand you, you're crying, still that anger is not going away. That has happened to me. And then later on, when that anger starts to calm down, like I remember 2 years back, so my dad's birthday was 1st Jan. And it was so cool that the world celebrates his birthday because it's the new year. And I remember on the 30th, I just told my mom, because my school friends were going to like one of their bungalows in Lonavala, and they were like, Yash, aana. And I generally go to my nanny's place on 31st, because My dad and another one of my masis, they both have birthdays on 1st Jan. So it's like New Year's into cutting their cake. But now, obviously, for the last few years, it's been very tough. And sometimes I have to मेरे वेलबींग के बारे में भी मुझे सोचना पड़ता है क्योंकि मेरे लिए भी वो ट्रॉमेटिक है इन माय ओन वेज. आई नीड टू डील विद इट जैसा मैं डील करता हूँ. सो आई टोल्ड मॉम दैट मॉम 31st को मैं शायद लोनावाला जा रहा हूँ. तो मम्मी ने बोला अरे तू नहीं आ रहा है नानी के यहाँ पे. बोला मम्मी आई जस्ट वॉन्ट टू बी इन अ वेरी डिफरेंट जोन. I need to deal with it. Since I decided last moment, they all had carpooled and left. I went alone. Now I know it's 31st evening and I know it's going to be first. So anyway, I'm in a very somber zone. But मैंने जैसे तैसे संभाल लिया. Now while coming back, the friend who was supposed to come with me, he went to Pune to visit his sister. So वापस आते वक्त मैं गाड़ी में अकेला. And now it's the 1st of Jan. And I don't know, the mood also became like that in the car. I didn't realize when it happened. My dad was a big fan of old songs, Rafi songs. We had our mutual favorites. And I started to play those songs. And then this atmosphere got created in the car that I didn't ask for. And the next thing I know, मेरे को ब्लिंकर ऑन करके टोल के बाद गाड़ी साइड में लगाना पड़ा क्योंकि मुझे सामने का कुछ दिख ही नहीं रहा. And I'm bawling and crying. And I'm playing songs like Yaadon Ki Baarat and Badlena Apna Ye Aalam Kabhi, and every word is hitting like it's slicing cuts onto my heart, and I'm stuck in that loop. And I was like, I don't want to call mom right now. I'll talk to her when I get home. 1.5-2 घंटे में मैं पहुंच गया. मालूम नहीं ज्यादा ट्रैफिक भी नहीं मिला. Whatever, 2 hours 15 minutes max. But almost 45 minutes to 1 hour मेरा on and off crying में गया. And I'm trying to wipe my tears because I need to see the road, and oh God, I'll never forget that car ride. And then I realized that अभी भी मुझे कितना फर्क पड़ता है. Even small things like I feel like if he was there, I would have like a financial support and backing. Probably I could have taken more risks. I'm a risk taker, and when you don't have a safety net behind you, तुम्हारा risk taking capability, ability भी कम हो जाता है. एंड ऐसा नहीं है यार जैसे फाइनेंसेस के लिए डैड को मिस करता हूँ, लेकिन अगर कोई ऐसा बोलता है ना that they don't miss them for that, then they are not being honest.
Yeah.
I'm shameless and honest about it that
I agree 100%.
when he used to handle finances and none of these things trickled down to me, life was so simple. अब कितना कुछ है. Every day that I miss him for these things, I respect him more.
Yeah.
That he could handle so much और मेरे से हो भी नहीं रहा है. These are some hard truths that people don't want to say, but मेरे को नहीं है शर्म, मैं बोलता हूँ.
I totally agree with you because I think one of the, I mean, in
Pocket
Indian
money, yaar.
setup, like everything is handled by, generally in my family also it was like that. My father was handling most of the, although my mother is brilliant with money, and touch wood for that I learned something, you know, from her also in the last couple of decades, and I'm really blessed in that sense that woman has the kind of financial sense that. But then of course, you know, it's like also daddy's little girl will go to daddy, and that, you know, that person is not there and taken away at such a young tender age. You don't even realize what you're missing, you know. Some of the times when people are talking about their fathers, I'm like, oh, am I supposed to miss it right now? Like I don't know what to feel. It's a vacuum, you know. And then I'm like, oh, am I supposed to miss him? Is this what he would have also been there for? Because I've not even seen that side of him.
Correct.
But Yash, you said a bunch of things and I just wanted to address them. One is the music, and sometimes when you go through something, every word hits in a new way. And you're like,
100%,
where were
yeah.
these lyrics before? Because
Correct.
you just understand, a song, you think it might be a love song, but suddenly when you see it from the context of like a familial relationship or something like, or even a friendship for that matter, you're like, ये lyrics क्यों make sense कर रहे हैं?
अरे one moment I'm listening to the song, the other moment I'm listening to the writing. It just flips. That switch flips.
True. It's and that I think वो नलका एक बार जो खुलता है, and I totally understand what you're saying. One of the other things I think you were speaking about was that you had your support system and everything, and you know they were there, and वो सब था. You cried also. I think what one needs, and this I understand now, is the space to grieve. And I think sometimes with life just going on, it's not about, you know, what grieving means to you will mean to me and will mean to anybody else. I think we all have our own ways of grieving. Of course, crying is one way to vent out. But I feel like that space is not created or isn't there. I mean, it's not to blame anybody for it, because everyone's also going through, like your family also, your mother, your brother would be going through their own understanding of what has happened to them. And it's tough to understand the other person. It's tough to kind of make that space when you're also like hurt, right? You're also grieving. And how do you do that as a family? And there is no systemic support in this country. There is no support of the relatives are the worst people in such cases, especially like I know it from first-hand experience. Most of them don't get it. They're trying to tell you what to do and what not to do instead of just holding that space for you, which I think friends do. So that's something that I feel I've realized now in life, that it's not just really how I want to process my grief, but it's just like, okay, can I just create that space for myself, which I think you must have found. Have you found those ways for yourself? Like, have you grieved enough?
I think weirdly, like, of course, as I said, I'm blessed with a set of good friends. I'm very close to my mother. So it's not like I haven't spoken on this topic before.
Yeah.
There are people जिनके साथ मैंने इतना खुल के बात किया है. But something just came to me or hit me right now when you were talking. Something probably I've never said to anybody. But वो मुझे अभी feel हुआ because you went in that direction and I had just spoken about breaking down in the car. And I think space से ज़्यादा, क्योंकि as you said, life went on and I needed to
Yeah.
pull through, work more.
Yeah.
I knew that it was a desperate situation. But then I asked myself that question, why didn't I grieve sooner? I think I was scared. Because I didn't know grief hits everybody differently. I didn't know how it would hit me.
Yeah.
What if it knocked me out in a moment and in a way कि मैं 2 महीने के लिए ठीक नहीं हो रहा हूँ? Can I afford to lose those 2 months?
Fabulous point. I mean,
What if, like, nobody knows what your limits are? What if, and of course, I'm a big believer of therapy, and मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा therapy बुरा है. But what if I get
Yeah.
pushed into a direction
Yeah.
where I need therapy for recovery for some 5-6 months?
I know, I feel you. I
वो
completely
5-6
feel
महीना
you.
लाऊंगा कहाँ से मैं?
Correct. Because life is going on. That's what the thing is, that things have to happen.
So I
right?
think I'm
मंडे तो आएगा ही, वापस संडे भी आएगा, सब कुछ वैसे ही चलेगा, दुनिया वैसे ही चलेगी, दिन होगा, रात होगी.
Yeah.
There is no space made for, and when I meant space also, I meant like life चलती रहेगी यार. मतलब आपको अगर रुकना है, and I mean, you hit it bullseye, and I think I probably never put it in those words for myself, and I think that's why I was not dealing with a lot of my
I
emotions.
think I've never ever said this.
Because you want to be
Never.
strong, you want to come across as like you want to hold it together, because otherwise everything will fall apart,
No,
and you
but-
don't know how
and
it
it
will
was so much. No, now that I'm saying it, it was so much more than that. Strong, weak, वो सब छोड़ दे. I don't know that version of Yash
Yeah.
because this kind of hurt I have never felt before. It's an unknown territory for me, and that's why I think मैं पहली बार मेरे जिंदगी में बोल रहा हूँ. I think I was very scared
Yeah.
to even acknowledge and मतलब 2 कदम आगे जाके देखूं क्या ये यश क्या है. I think I was scared of myself, what I would become,
Yeah.
and that's why I never went down that path.
Yeah.
And we will never know अच्छा है बुरा है because now I never saw.
Yes, again, you've shared like so many things, and I have a lot of questions. One of my questions is that because you did not have a choice in this matter, did you at some point regret your decision, not for writing or not for choosing writing, but around your career? Like, did you ever, at the lowest of lows, did you feel like, यार ये तो मैंने लिया, ये तो मेरे पास चॉइस ही नहीं थी, तो मैंने तो ये कर लिया? बिकॉज वो होता है कभी कभी ना लाइफ में, इट बिकम्स लाइक अगर मेरे पास चॉइस होती तो आई वुड हैव डन इट, मे बी डन इट डिफरेंटली, मे बी नॉट जस्ट लाइक आई वुडंट हैव डन दिस ऑल टुगेदर, बट लाइक यू सेड, इफ you had the luxury of your dad being around, it would have been a very different way that you had approached your career specifically.
So I don't think I have any regrets of what I did after my dad passed, because I think it will sound very cocky, but from the lens that I see it, like, you can trust me, I have walked through that path multiple times in my head, what I could have done. I think what kind of things I did, it was the closest to ideal scenario that I could have pulled off at that point of time. So मुझे बिल्कुल regrets नहीं है, क्योंकि मेरे को लगता है मैंने अपना पूरा ताकत और पूरा जोर लगाया. ऐसा नहीं है कि I held back. So no regrets there. There is this one tiny thing that very few people know about me though. वहाँ पे मेरे को थोड़ा regret है. One obviously being that if I had more backing from my family, and they saw what I had in me when it came to media and the field. I wouldn't have wasted is a very hard word, but killed my time in doing marine engineering and sailing. I came 6 years late to the industry. 6 years is a lot of time. Could have come here sooner. And one regret that I have is after I worked for that YouTube channel as a writer, director, anchor, बहुत एक्सपेरिमेंट कर लिया था क्रिएटिवली. I started to realize that shoots के वक्त, even though I was directing green screen shoots and all, I was learning a lot on the job. बट जब फ्रेमिंग की बात हो रही है, ISO क्या सेट करना है, DOP से क्या बात करनी है, एक दो मेरे टीम में लोग थे जो फिल्म स्कूल से आए थे. एक तो जो मेरे साथ को डायरेक्ट कर रहा था वो विस्लिंग वुड्स का था. टेक्निकल नो हाउ कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है मुझे तब पता चलने लग गया. आई रियलाइज आई एम वेरी गुड क्रिएटिवली, आई एम वेरी गुड एट लर्निंग ऑन द जॉब, but there is a limit to where it can take you. What puts you a cut above is you need that technical know-how. Of course ऑनलाइन भी सीख सकते हैं, बट उसका एक लिमिट है. ये लोग 2-2 साल का कोर्स करके आए, उसका फर्क पड़ता है यार. So I took a conscious decision that I knew now I want to be in media, but I wanted to be better. I wanted to go to a film school, and I narrowed it down to going to Prague Film School. जाता नहीं जाता, like would I be accepted or not? But I had the financial things. I had saved money. I told my parents कि थोड़ा बहुत.
This is before
my dad. So I still remember the date, 30th of May 2016. We went and we had gone to Pop Dates. I had taken mom and dad. I told dad, like, let's have a couple of drinks. I want to have like a discussion with you guys. And that is when I pitched to them that in August or September I'm thinking I have savings. थोड़ा help चाहिए होगा तो आप लोगों से ले लूँगा. I want to go to Prague Film School and I'll see what my subjects will be. But majorly, what if I did something in direction? And उसमें subjects में I'll be able to choose. So writing, screenwriting भी रहेगा. I wanted to get polished. I wanted to have the professional course and degree to be able to take on bigger projects. They both were very happy. They both said yes. It was a resounding yes from the family. And they were like, yeah, good that you are thinking like this. Because I always used to say कि और पढ़ाई नहीं करूँगा लाइफ में. हो गया मेरा. एक engineering degree ले लिया, वो भी बिट्स का. तो हो गया मेरा. खत्म. So when I said that, they were very happy. They both said yes. And 2016 was a bad year for the family. 30th May को ये हुआ. 3rd June, 4 days later, we were on a Goa trip together. Mom, dad, me, and a family friend who was as good as my parents' ka third son, Abhijit Bhaiya. And we met with a life-threatening car accident. So my mom was hospitalized for around 50 days. ICU में surgery, 8 ribs fractured, hip bone fracture. And dad had a few injuries, and Abhijit Bhaiya had a hip bone fracture where his hip bone was into fragments. So I had to go through multiple surgeries. So ये जो stressful time था from June, I think the guilt of dad being on the steering wheel was something that got to him and led to him passing away in October. Because he had angioplasty in 2006 already, 10 years back. But after that, he used to take care of himself like anything. Control that. But stress is the biggest thing. So as soon as the accident happened, I couldn't think about those things. So it all got delayed. And when dad's thing happened in October, with Shresht being in Melbourne, mom retiring in 6 months, I could never ever think about going for a professional course outside. मतलब that was never then possible. So then I decided कि सबसे अच्छा काम पे सीख के तू कितना सीख सकता है, that is your best choice.
Is that also why like your temperament became like that? Like what I spoke about, the enthusiasm, the fact that I'm going to light up every room that I writing room or whatever that I walk into.
I feel like I need to make up for my technical lack of knowledge with my creativity, my ideas. Like I always have to be 1 or 2 cuts above everybody else in my thought process, because that's the only thing I can beat them at. Because if they have the technical know-how, then I can't beat them. I can learn more. I'm learning every day. I learn from my writers I work with. I'm learning with and from the writers who work for me. Their structure of writing, I learn from the tools available online. But I never did get an option to go for like, that's my probably the tiniest regret that I have. Because मेरे अंदर ऐसी thought खुद आना कि I want to do study based professional course, मतलब सोच मेरे को कितना मन था. Otherwise I hate studying. Like I can say it on camera, I can say to people, मेरे को नहीं लगता है मेरे को लगता है अगर तुम्हारा लैंग्वेजेस पे कमांड आ गया, योर पब्लिक स्पीकिंग
True.
skill
I
is
agree.
good, if you can understand and handle talking to new people, your communication is good, you can handle your personality, उसके बाद पढ़ाई छोड़ भी दिया तो चलेगा.
Correct. I
You
agree.
need professional training. You need to understand that what is the section of a society where you're going to go to work, and then professional skill set आना बहुत जरूरी है.
Yeah.
You know how to handle a corporate sector, कोई सिखाता नहीं है.
Yeah.
वहाँ पे जो पॉलिटिक्स होता है, वहाँ पे जो ड्रामा
I
होता
think
है,
the number of soft skills also that are needed.
Yeah,
like
कितना कम
nobody
सिखाते हैं
teaches.
यार.
Like even in school, college, kahin nahi. And then I think that's on the job. You go, you learn, and it's as much as you kind of build yourself that way as a person. I think that you pick up, and along the way, I think we pick up a lot of things. And I
Absolutely.
think over a decade, if you look back at your life, I'm sure there are lots and lots of things that you've changed about yourself. That's bittersweet to know that you have a regret there.
Yeah.
Did it also affect your relationships, like your close relationships, Yash? Like in terms of, when something like this happens to a family, because I know it, happened to us. For us, what happened was the four of us just became one very close-knit unit. And then, of course, we had our own challenges and our own journeys. And, this year, it was the 25th year of him passing. So in 2.5 decades, all of us have dealt with it in our own way. Some of us have still not, and we're still dealing with it, right? For you, did it kind of like create some kind of friction in your closest relationships, probably with your mother, your brother, or anybody else who you hold very close familially? Or was it like, did you all become again one unit? Or what was it like? Everyone's trying to deal with this grief, right? And it was a very tough year, like you said. So your mom was obviously physically also trying to heal, and then there's heart pain. There is such a big pressure that came onto her, and I totally get it because I was seeing my mom. What happened there?
I think the obvious thing that happens is you realize, like, your mom, your brother, like mom, Shresht, and I, we quickly realize that it's the three of you against the world.
Yeah.
And of course, soon after, like in 2019, when Shresht got married, so even his wife Sneha, like, just seamlessly came into the family. The way she understands Shresht, how friendly she is with me, how she gets mom. Like, you can say four of us then, but you quickly get that it's us against the world. So that happens for sure. But then Shresht was in Melbourne. And the child who's away, people say it, it's a cliche, but it's so true. The person who's away and you're talking to the family like once a week or once in 2 weeks, there's so much catching up to do. इसने ये कर दिया, उसने ये कर दिया, family में ये हो रहा है, मेरा ये हुआ काम में. There are so many happy things and catch-up things to do. You don't end up getting into the tough conversations. The tough bit that person gets who's staying in the house.
I get this from my brother all the time, who's now with mom.
But it's true.
And he's like, you don't get to say this because I deal with this every day. And I'm just like, sometimes I want to retaliate and I want to say that, no, but I'm also there. But then I'm not there. That's
Correct.
the truth. That's the truth, is that I'm far away.
No, this is where I'll give Shresht a lot of credit, even though he's 3.5 years younger to me and he's always been very mature, level-headed. He's become more so now. I don't need to say these things to him because I think he's the one who says it beforehand. Like, if there is a dicey situation, he'll get on a one-on-one call with me and he'll tell me that these are my 2 cents, but I don't think I have the right to take this call because you're the one who's going to be dealing with it. You go with your gut. And whatever you say, I'll support it.
Yeah.
Because he also understands that it's not like my mom is some difficult person. My mom is amazing. She's so chilled out. She's so cool. She's always been my best friend growing up. She's the only role model I've had in my life. Otherwise, I haven't had like role models as such. Such a perfect person who showed me what balance of professional and personal life can be. She's amazing. And I just madly love her, adore her, respect her. But then there is a side that is very complex of hers that my brother and other people don't get. Like, when the tough conversations have to happen, that side of mom only I get. Correct? And also she's dealt with so much with dad not being around because my dad was a very financially sound person. मतलब हम दोनों को कभी बैंक नहीं जाना पड़ता था. घर पे documents आए, हमको सिर्फ sign करना बिना देखे. He was handling everything. So there was a lot that dad was taking care of जो mom को भी नहीं करना पड़ता था. Now she has to. मुझे भी अब करना पड़ रहा है. So the tough conversations, the difficult arguments, the going at each other, वो mom और मेरा हुआ after that, where Shresht was not a part of it. In fact, Shresht would get to hear like, Yash ऐसा कर रहा है, and then I'm calling Shresht and saying that mom is being so unreasonable. And he can, of course, he can give us his pointers,
Yeah.
but he doesn't know what is happening. Like, screaming happened at each other. And I would never imagine that happening. Mom and I screamed at each other, and because after dad, of course, he had some savings and whatever, and all those accounts, he had done the paperwork. Mom was the beneficiary and the one who was handling those accounts. And Shresht was still finishing his education. So, towards the end of the course, there was some things where he needed a financial assistance, where dad was supposed to send money. And starting में मैंने भेजा, मेरे पास जो थोड़ी सेविंग्स थी, जो प्राग जाने के लिए थी, और अब वो काम की नहीं थी. So, थोड़ा सा मैंने भेजा. And after that, because the kind of amounts he needed was like currency conversion में ऑस्ट्रेलिया में भेजने में 1.5 लाख 2 लाख डायरेक्ट हो रहा था. My account reached a point where if I sent any more, I wouldn't be able to take care of myself. No credit card bills, no car का petrol, nothing. So I told mom कि mom वहाँ से दे दो. Like, you know, and mom ने ऐसा कुछ on the lines of, I don't remember the exact words, but it was on the line of, देखो अब पता चल गया है कि वो डैड और मेरे अकाउंट में पैसा है, तो जब तक वो खत्म नहीं होगा वहाँ से ही लेते रहेंगे क्या? And I know she said it under a lot of pressure. She was going through a lot. I know she didn't mean it.
Yeah.
I lost it. I was like, बागबान पिक्चर चालू है क्या यहाँ पे? Like, how do you even think about that? ये तेरा मेरा क्या है? I'm working so hard so that we can reach the same place where we were, the standard of living that you all have given us. मेरे को वो मेंटेन करने के लिए मैं काम कर रहा हूँ. जब मैं भेज सकता था मैंने भेजा, मेरे पास नहीं है. I'm not so secured right now. And she's not ready to understand. She's feeling those panic palpitations, and she's going at me, and I'm getting angrier that how dare you say this? And she's like, how dare you not understand that you cannot be pulling out money from this?
Yeah.
मैं बोला आपका ही बेटा है भाई, उसको चाहिए पैसा, मैं तो अपने लिए मांग भी नहीं रहा हूँ.
Yeah.
मैंने तो मांगा ही नहीं आपसे. And then it turned out to be a full-blown argument, which in installments it went on for weeks. We are not talking to each other properly. We are living in the same house. I can sense there is bad blood between mom and me, and I'm not okay with it. And I'm apologizing to her. I don't know what I'm apologizing for, because I think I'm not even wrong. She's apologizing to me, but she's not changing her tone of talking to me. I'm angry about that. It just went on for weeks. It did not become okay till she and I both settled into this place where I became financially more stable. And mom realized that everything is settling down and Yash is trying his best, and that is not what he was trying to do. And I need to stop feeling this pressure, we'll be okay. But us time pe, we've had some nasty fights. Like, nobody teaches you this, nobody trains you for this, but like, humans in their head can create such crazy scenarios that you can really go at each other.
And at such a point when, you know, you're so strong, you're feeling so strongly about something, empathy जो हम feel करते हैं in relationships, that any relationship for that matter, for anybody, that actually goes out the window.
Yeah.
And then you just say things which obviously at some point you do regret. Maybe
Correct.
Sometimes even just after saying them. But then you're feeling so horrible inside that you just want to say it out, and you're like, okay, maybe that'll make you feel better.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. But again, Yash, again, another question on regret. Any regret that you're the one who's staying back and like now handling everything?
No. There I have no regrets, because I had ample opportunities where my dad had given me options if I had to go away and study. I've done my share of it. Marine engineering I did in Talegaon, so I was in Pune. 9th and 10th I was in a hostel in Panchgani. So 6-7 years I have stayed away from home. Ship का include कर लूँ तो around 8-9 years on and off. मुझे कभी देश छोड़ना तो दूर की बात है, मुझे शहर छोड़ने में भी इंटरेस्ट नहीं था. Once I realized that I have come back into media, and my dreams that were on the back burner are back again, I had realized that I want to be in Mumbai. Where I'm going to succeed and flourish is here. If maximum competition is here, I want to win here. मेरे को अंधों में काना राजा बनने का कोई शौक नहीं था. I was okay with the stiff competition. I was okay with people being better than me, and then I look at them and try to beat them in 2 years. I was always okay with all that. So I knew Mumbai or nothing. So I never wanted to leave the city also. So the fact that he's gone outside, do I miss him? Yes. Do I feel like in an ideal world I wanted them closer to me? Yes. Are they happy there? Yes. So I have regrets? No. I miss them a lot, but I don't think मुझे जाना था. मुझे कभी नहीं जाना था, मुझे अभी भी नहीं जाना है. I never want to leave. Like somebody can pay me 10 times of what I'm earning and I would still not leave the country. That bad. So yeah, I'm
same.
very clear.
So I don't want to also leave, and I think this my brother did for me, that he was the one who was like, you know, listen, you go, because my industry is here. There's nowhere else. Even if in India, sometimes I think about like Bombay is infrastructurally not okay. There is a lot of issue here, and I want to move. India mein, there is no other city that I can go and like even make a living. I think a basic
Correct.
living also. The way I can do it here and fulfill my dreams also. And I think for me, it was him who said that, you know what, you go, you do it. I'm happy here, and I'm gonna. I know the burden of that. So I get, you know, there is a burden. Whether there's a regret or not is again maybe a time bound thing, or maybe there are phases of it or whatever. But I think I get the burden, but it is on the person who stays
Correct.
back with the parent, especially with the single parent, who kind of carries more of that weight.
No, I think हम लोग इतना like we were talking so much about regret and addressing it. Why I think you only found like one possible place where I have like a tiny bit of regret was me not entering media earlier, and a little bit that I couldn't professionally study. What tiny है because I'm not the kind of person who's about regret and moping on what has happened. I'm the kind of person who can, if there is even a crack of that door open, I will put my foot into it and slam that door
I know you're that person.
like down. Like I can convert a 1.5% chance into an opportunity. And that kind of infectious positivity I've always had. Like I can really be my own cheerleader, back myself through tough things and come out.
I also
on
keep
top.
saying, if there is मैं अपनी favorite हूँ का male version, it is Yash Thakur.
Yeah, I was doing that way before the film came, but I'll take it.
Since we're talking about choices and the fact, or the lack of it, or the fact that you did not have a choice in certain matters, was there also that, you know, अब मुझे यहाँ I didn't get the chance to choose, so I'm going to like take it out on all other aspects of my life, whatever it is, whether in your personal life or any other thing that you feel like अब मैं यहाँ तो बहुत ज़्यादा I'm going to be very conscious of the choices I'm making. Did that happen to you?
I don't know how conscious it was, but once I worked my ass off and reached a certain point, then started to employ writers, had a setup. मतलब जब मुझे एहसास होने लग गया कि प्रोग्रेस हो रहा है, I think it came out a little bit in my traveling and the kind of lifestyle I was living. Travel तो मतलब मैंने पागल जैसा किया. Like once I went on a 57-day solo trip across 10 countries in Europe while work was going on.
Yeah.
Like
I don't want to imagine what you did in that trip.
No, I think you should imagine, and whatever you imagine, all of it will be correct. So I think I had a lot of fun. It was also my own gift to myself on the 30th birthday. I gave myself 3 gifts. Like one was personal, which was like 10-12 हजार के एक जूते खरीदे जो मेरे को पसंद थे, इतना महंगा कभी कुछ किया नहीं था. खुद को एक ट्रिप दिया, which was for my soul. And third was basically registered sort of a company with a friend, so there was one professional, one personal, and one for like the soul satisfaction kind of a thing. So materialistic gift was the shoes. So अच्छा लगा मुझे.
What gave you the most amount of pleasure out of these?
I think the trip really was like there was so many
Such
more
a bunny
experiences.
answer from
but I do relate to that character a lot, and I think तू जो बोल रही है ना, this is like the term that came out after COVID, like, you know, revenge buying, revenge purchasing by consumers, revenge traveling. I think मेरे केस में वो हो रहा था. I don't think it was a conscious choice, but मुझे ऐसा लगा I have earned it. And I deserve it. And now I will pamper myself.
And did then the desire to have that, or have that continuously again and again repetitively, did that kind of diminish somewhere along the way, or is it still there?
No, it's still there. But now, you know how the industry has been in the last couple of years. So every time I'm trying to do something. 1 minute का मौन
रखना चाहिए उसके लिए यहाँ पे industry की death.
No, but every time I now, like with the house, there is an EMI. So now, you know, every time I think कि मुझे ट्रिप पे जाना है, मेरा कैलकुलेशन एकदम ऐसे होता है, पर अभी अगर गया तो ये 2 महीने का EMI है. सो उतना नहीं कर रहा हूँ. एंड सिर्फ ट्रैवलिंग नहीं, इट ऑल्सो काइंड ऑफ स्पिल्ड ओवर इनटू माय रिलेशनशिप्स, लाइक रोमांटिक कनेक्शंस, रिलेशनशिप्स, व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू कॉल इट. वहाँ पे अब मुझे बहुत चॉइस चाहिए था, तो आई डिडंट वांट टू बी टाइड डाउन. सो if I was single, I was happy in the way I am. I wasn't going searching for a relationship. हाँ घुसते हैं किसी रिलेशनशिप में, घुसते हैं एंड स्टडी होते हैं. नहीं. I was okay the way it was. I was okay that I have choices, and I was okay that I was not answerable to anybody.
Yeah.
Because in the other aspect, when I didn't want to be, I was answerable to life. I was answerable to family. I was answerable to myself. यहाँ पे मैं
So you lived a lot for yourself.
I lived a lot.
You also spoke, Yash, about one thing which, you keep speaking again and again about the financial literacy, or the fact that to just, financially be aware even and then take your decisions. And I know I struggled with it a lot, despite the fact that my mom is a brilliant financial manager and she has done everything without anybody's help. We didn't have a lot. My father didn't leave behind like a lot, his finances were also it was sudden. He passed away at 45. So at 45, you're just kind of picking up in your career.
Correct.
And you're doing all of that. So it wasn't like, he didn't have his things in order, and mom took care of everything, But for me, I realized, I think it was in my early 30s, probably after NID, where I started like, okay, I should start saving. And I'm kind of ashamed to say that I didn't even save like $1,000 per month before that. I kind of lived for myself. I lived frivolously. I gave in to all of my desires. That I traveled. I did all of what I wanted to do. In fact, I took a lot of money from mom too, and I fought with her. I said, you're supposed to give me this because I want to see India. If I can't see the world, it's fine, but I need it, and I fought with her. And it was almost like entitlement in a way that you have to give me this. You gave birth to me. So like, now when I look back at it, obviously it was younger Akhtar. She's also going through
What a
lot.
brat.
I was a complete brat, and my mother gave in to 90% of
Keyword being lived frivolously.
I did. I mean, I bought so much stuff. Like before COVID, I was revenge buying. So I've bought shoes which I've never worn once outside. And I'm ashamed to say today, the kind of lifestyle I live now, as a conscious buyer, trying to be a conscious buyer still, trying to support consciously made stuff also. And it's a very, very big part of my lifestyle now. I was not. Back then I was like, ye pasand aaya. It was instant gratification. I want this. Forget it. If it's 3K, I'm going to buy it. And then do what with it? With my first salary when I was an RJ, Yash, I was paid 3,000, I think. I bought 700 rupees ke jute, which I never ever wore once out. I think once or twice I may have worn them. They were like these stilettos, which I looked at all the actresses, and I've always been heavy, and I don't know how to walk in heels, and I still don't know, and I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. But I was like, I want to be like that girl on TV, And it was just like living vicariously for no reason. Like it was rebel without a cause. I mean, it's so much of, just understanding yourself and what you like and what you don't like. And now the most comfortable shoes that I find are like chappals. I just want to walk out everywhere in chappals. I'm sorry. But they're comfort. And for me, comfort comes before anything else now. But anyway, this is a little bit about me. But for you, the question is, you spoke a lot about financial literacy, the burden of handling the family finances, the burden of also being the elder son, the burden of the son who stays back and takes care of the orders. Is there any moment that you remember where you kind of like just lost it and you're like, why is my father not around? And then how did you also pick up on managing your finances?
Multiple such moments. But I think one that is really, really etched in my mind is after dad, I remember like few days later, there was a lot of paperwork. Mom had to sign and go to different banks. Wherever he had account, she was the beneficiary. She had to do a lot of paperwork. Do paperwork that she doesn't even understand yet properly. Even I don't. We are trying to figure things out as and when it's happening. I remember I had to go to the bank to put in some check. And I went there and I had so many doubts. I never, ever filled a check till then. I know to anybody who's listening, it must be sounding so stupid that an educated guy who was handling money but doesn't know how to fill a check. मतलब basic तो है, नाम लिखो, amount लिखो.
But yes, you'd be surprised. Our generation, the ones after, I don't think a lot of people know how to.
But
I mean,
बहुत
checks are
tough था.
redundant now.
क्योंकि क्या है, we've also been brought up in a manner के check में गलती कर ली तो पूरा check waste हो जाता है. And mistakes तो मुझे वैसे भी करना पसंद नहीं है. So all that was getting to me. I go to the bank, and of course not looking down upon anybody, but sometimes the kind of clothing they are wearing and all also, तुम थोड़ा socio-eco उनका background समझ सकते हो. Social economic background. Like I know, like a worker laborer kind of a person came after me, had come to fill a check. वो आया, उसने check भरा, वो submit करके चला गया.
Right.
मतलब I'm sure he was not as educated as me, and this is just my assumption. Public बोलेगी judge कर रहा है ये वो, but it was very evident. मेरे सामने 5-6 लोग चेक भर के चले गए और मेरा चेक नहीं हुआ था, और मैं बार बार वहां के वॉचमैन को डाउट पूछ रहा था, ये चेक नंबर मतलब ये वाला नंबर, राइट? ये तो बोला कि आपने बोला कि अकाउंट नंबर लिखना हो किधर, तो बोला पीछे लिखो. फाइनली व्हेन आई गेव दैट चेक, इट हैपेंड दैट एंग्जाइटी दैट वाज देयर, सही कर रहा हूँ गलत कर रहा हूँ, खत्म हुआ. मैं घर पे आया. कोइंसिडेंटली मॉम वाज डूइंग सम राउंड्स इन सम बैंक दैट टाइम, शी वाज नॉट एट होम. मैं अकेला था. आई सैट इन माय रूम and I just cried my eyes out. I felt incompetent. I felt inadequate. I felt like a failure. I felt like मुझे ये नहीं आता है. मैं कर क्या रहा था इतने साल लाइफ में? What have I done? इतना रोया. I was missing dad, of course. But the fact that I didn't learn so much I could have learned from him, lost opportunity, and उसके ऊपर से क्यों इतना incompetent हूँ मैं when it comes to finances? Why can't I be more of a help to my mom, or what if I knew more, I could have handled more? And I just felt so bad. As soon as I stopped crying, I called my childhood friend Virat. At that point of time, तब तक तो मेरा सब finances dad handle करते थे. मैंने उसको call किया. मैंने बोला I want to move all my finances to you, but before that what are you doing tomorrow? And he said I'm in office. So I said दोपहर का 3 घंटा खाली रख. I'm going to ask you the stupidest financial questions that I can. Matlab, everything and anything you can understand, and you cannot ridicule me. I knew he wouldn't. He was a great friend. I could trust him. And I said, now you will manage my finances, and you have to answer all these questions. I cannot ever be in this position again. And I'll say I got better. I wouldn't still say I'm a very financially literate person, but I did invest. I did do my hard yards, and I kept learning. I'm still learning. But financial literacy is so important. But that वो दिन जो मुझे
But also, it's not
कभी याद-
talked about. It's not something that we get, even touch upon in school,
Yeah.
which is so strange. Like, these are
Stupid.
things which are so important. Also, families may, parents also, obviously, who's going to think about death at 40, 45, whatever. They're not. They're like, oh, we're going to be around. We're going to be there for you,
Yeah.
right? And nobody really sits and sits you down and teaches you this kind of stuff. And you're also like, हाँ ठीक है, ये तो tough चीज़ है यार, ये क्यों करना? मतलब ये outsource ही रहे तो better है. But yeah, I think when it falls on you, somehow, Yash, I did not have the same kind of a regret or shame or embarrassment. Not regret, but the shame and embarrassment that you felt. I kind of felt like, मुझे क्यों करना है? Why should I be doing this? So I would yell at my mom like, why are you sending me to like? And she's like, it's just a check. Just go. I'm filling it, and I'm like, कौन से डब्बे में डालना है? मैं तो मतलब ये ऐसे सवाल करती थी. And till very recently, I still didn't know. I didn't have a checkbook. I didn't have any of that. I was like, मेरे को बिल्कुल अपना simple रखना है life. That is my thing, that I didn't want to complicate so much. But I think somewhere it is being a man and being a woman, the way we look at it. For me also, I was always told by people around, not by my family or not by my parents, but people around, that it's okay if you can't figure it out because your husband will eventually, right? And that onus goes somewhere on the man, on the future man in your life, which is, I feel, bizarre. Like, I think one of the best parts about growing up is just handling myself and all, and looking up to my own shit and saying that, listen, just shut up and just do what you have to do.
Correct.
Don't make everything such a big deal. Everything is not that big a deal. Like, your finances are your responsibility. It is not, it was never meant to be your father's or your parents or whatever. It's not going to be your husband's and not your son's. You're like, it's not even like, that I'm from a different generation, isliye hai. I think everybody should be able to take care of your
100%.
emotions, your finances, and your personal matters. I think that's not something that anyone can really, teach you, or you have to figure it out. Whether you learn, whether like you booked that session with your friend, whatever it is. But I feel like it's different in terms of the gender. I feel like the shame and embarrassment you were feeling, for me it was like, क्यों करना है मुझे? मेरे को anger था. As a woman, it was like, यार ये तो कर लेना चाहिए parents को, और ये शायद बाद में कोई, I think अंदर कहीं वो एक दिमाग में था. And I feel that's how patriarchy works, right? In our own heads or in our own systems, it's always there. We try to say that, oh, I want to step out of this patriarchal, system. Every single day you're going to see something in yourself, and I've seen that in myself, that I have to fight against it, and sometimes you run out of ammo, but you have to still wake up and you have to be like, okay, wait, I have to do this. You're not entitled to run away from it. You can't run away from it. I think that's how I've learned to grow up now.
See, loud. I'll be as loud as I can about it. That, of course, I'm completely against patriarchy. So many things that come from past, which has now been accepted as cultural norms. Hate that. इतना ज़्यादा a man's world क्यों है? But all that said, in recent times, what I have realized is a lot of it is so selective. Like you're choosing according to your convenience.
Yeah.
What I think, and obviously I'm nobody to generalize, but I'm going to talk from a guy's perspective who has experienced this kind of pressure firsthand, that the worst kind of patriarchy is convenient patriarchy, because उसमें ना women का फायदा हो रहा है ना men का, दोनों का नुकसान ही हो रहा है. Because my point is, you hate the patriarchy, women hate the patriarchy, and some of the men are also like, you know, saying ना हाँ हमको ये we hate it. Then you try to abolish it completely. Okay? और तुम अगर वो राह पे गए हो ना, तो फिर तुम पूरी तरह वही करो, आधा अधूरा मत करो. अभी क्या हो रहा है, तुम अपने कन्वीनियंस से जब शादी का टाइम आता है ना, तो I want a secured guy who's making 6 figures and probably in a year making 7. ऐसे टाइप का तुम.
Yeah.
Okay, if you come from a very rich family and कभी कभी ये बातें होती है ना, that you know बराबर के फैमिली में शादी करो and all that, even though that is also bullshit, but कुछ हद तक मैं समझ सकता हूँ, because then there are these cliches, शादी दो लोगों के बीच नहीं, दो परिवारों के बीच होती है. ठीक है, मैं समझता हूँ. But when there is a family who's financially also not at par with the guy's family, and the girl is decently educated, so is the guy, what makes them say things like the guy has to come out at least this much?
Yeah.
इतना सक्सेसफुल तो होना चाहिए. अभी ज्यादा टाइम नहीं बचा है जब वो लोग इंस्टाग्राम फॉलोअर्स भी पूछने लगेंगे. No, because it's happening everywhere. I
How much
find
are
it,
you earning and how many followers do you
I
have?
find it so bizarre that a girl's family gets to ask that. It is so wrong on so many different levels. I'm going to go on a limb here. I know it's going to sound so dramatic, but इसीलिए लड़के लोग कम उम्र में मर रहे. There is so much pressure. There is so
I
much
agree
pressure.
on one part
Because
of this.
क्या होता है मालूम है? क्या होता है? These heart attacks and all of these are not health issue related. I'm not talking about people who are doing hard drugs and all and what is happening to them. I'm talking about normal people who are living healthy lives without any kind of sickness, any problems. Stress is the most, you know, impactful factor that is causing this. कम उम्र में हार्ट अटैक आने का स्ट्रेस से बड़ा कोई रीजन नहीं है. एंड दैट स्ट्रेस इज कमिंग बिकॉज एनीवे वी बिकम अ सोसाइटी जहां हम लोगों के पास अब कंपेयर करने को बहुत कुछ है. पहले जब तू और मैं पढ़ाई में अच्छा नहीं करते थे या करियर में अच्छा नहीं करते थे, हमारा कंपैरिजन किससे होता था? पड़ोसी से, बिल्डिंग के दो लोगों से, या फिर अपने कजिन से. टेक्नोलॉजी इज सो प्रिविलेंट एंड सो इजी नाउ. नाउ आई एम कंपेयरिंग. अगर 25 साल की उम्र में एक स्टार्टअप खोल दिया यूएस ने किसी पे, अगले दिन इन शॉर्ट्स में मुझे दिख रहा है. आई एम लाइक एट द एज ऑफ 29, व्हाट एम आई डूइंग? देन आई स्टार्ट फीलिंग लाइक अ फेलियर. देन आई एम वर्किंग हार्डर. सो एनीवे, पेरेंट्स शुड, इफ पेरेंट्स आर लिसनिंग, पेरेंट्स शुड अंडरस्टैंड that at this day and age, the kind of generation we are and the next generation, we are already putting a lot of pressure on ourselves. हमको extra का जरूरत नहीं है. In that scenario, when this comes, imagine being madly in love with a girl, okay, and not being able to be with her because her family thinks you are financially inadequate. Everything is great between you all, and you cannot marry each other because you are not making those 5 extra lakhs. How will it make you feel? If that kind of stress doesn't kill you, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
So all I'm trying to say is, मैं बोल रहा नहीं हूँ कि सबके साथ ही हो रहा है, but convenient patriarchy मत मांगो. तुमको gender equality चाहिए ना, तो सिर्फ बाथरूम के लाइन में नहीं, हर जगह चाहिए.
No, but I feel this, that for me patriarchy affects men more than it's actually affecting women, and then in because of that it's affecting the women. So I think it is so ingrained and it's so systemic and systematic both, that there is no running away from it than to face yourself, every individual. So I think the funny thing is, to unmarried people talking about marriage so much, that's the irony of this, but we have a right and we have free will to talk about this. But I feel like anything that we do, first it is look at yourself. What do you want? For me it is, do I even want this, right? Who am I? What are my needs? And then two people communicating, when they come together, communicating on what kind of a life do they want to build and who is willing to do what. I think that is what equality, feminism,
100%.
anti-patriarchy for me is.
You said that there are 2 unmarried people talking about, we are not talking about marriage. Like, especially me, I've been in relationships where everything seemed great. So you do talk about a possible future. You're talking about marriage. So these problems come there also. Because then you start talking about what the partner's family is thinking. And that does spill over into a conversation that तू इतना नहीं कमा रहा है तो डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा माँ बाप को
पर्सनल
बताना.
एक्सपीरियंस है ना.
या सो So I wouldn't say कि ये सिर्फ उनको पता है जिनकी शादी हो चुकी है. जो शादी के बारे में बात करते हैं उनको भी ये प्रॉब्लम आता है.
Yeah.
So that, and you know how you were saying that you were in that phase where financial literacy के पहले, where anything you liked, you wanted to buy, it didn't matter whether you were going to use or not. I think that kind of revenge buying and that rebel without a cause, वो किसके साथ कहीं भी हो सकता है. Like I think after my whole situation, I think when I was single and happy, I was behaving like that in my relationships. जो पसंद है वो मुझे तभी चाहिए, but I don't want to plan things. I don't even know if it's going to go anywhere. But पसंद है तो चाहिए.
And sometimes when you don't get it,
then I accept it. I'm not some tyrant who's like, चाहिए, ये मेरा है. No, like I'll approach it, I'll pursue
but you
it.
know, back to our initial conversation, Yash, I had that question then, and I want to ask you right now: is success the right measure of what happened during your one story? Do you now, when you look back 9 years later, it's almost going to be a decade, do you look back at that and say that because in your own way, yes, you are successful and you're also approaching towards your next level and whatever it may be, do you think success is the right measure of that time, of what happened to you and how you took it? Like you spoke about, you know, not completely succumbing to addiction and all of that, right? So just taking you back there for a moment to ask you this question, because I just want to know, like, is success the right measure?
I think right or wrong, I'm nobody to judge.
For yourself.
But for me, I think success is a good measure of what happened, because it keeps reminding me, like somewhere if I'm seeing my dad looking at me, I think he's giving me an attaboy and patting my back. I think I can, if ever in the near future I was to go face him, I can look into his eyes and proudly hug him and say that, you know, I did my best. Because I remember even when he passed, you don't understand how you talk to people who are gone. At that point of time, whatever I was feeling in that naive moment, I wrote like a big piece. I think I put it up on Facebook also. And in that I spoke about things that he would miss out on. Shrey's wedding, my wedding, whatever. And then there are certain promises I had made to him which sounded like अरे ये तो एक बच्चे ने बोला है seriously लेने का, but I was damn serious about it. Like his favorite car was a BMW, but he never got the luxury to buy it for him because he was busy financing the house, paying for our educations. So I had said, okay, I will buy it for you. But sometimes you don't understand how much time you have. But the first time when I was capable of it, in 2021, I did buy it. And I remember that I put up an Instagram status with mom when we took the delivery, and I just put "People die, dreams don't." My dad's car. So I still call it my dad's car.
Strange enough, my dad had a favorite car. It's not available in India, so someday maybe. I don't know.
You will obviously do it, and I'm wishing you all the luck.
But you know,
for
one of the things he said to me before he passed, it was very strange because I was only 13 and a half, and he suddenly sat me down one day and he's like, you know what, when you marry, don't marry someone because you can't live without them. Marry someone who you can live with. And I was just like, what are you talking about? I'm 13, you will pick a guy, you and mom will pick a guy, and I'll be happy to, you know, just get married to that person. And he said, no, even if I do it, your mother does it, don't.
Oh.
Live with somebody because you can and you like living with them, and not because you can't live, because that phase passes.
Correct.
You know, we all know the honeymoon phase really passes. Correct. And then suddenly everything comes out. And this, I hold this advice so close to my heart. I think I started understanding it only like many, many years later, you know, but he left me with this brilliant piece, which I'm like, every time I look, you know, I miss him. I think back on it and I'm like, I think I'm doing the right thing where I am.
Absolutely.
You know, not settling for things that society asks me to settle for as an unmarried woman, but I think making my own choices. And in that case, I think I found a cause for my rebellion.
100%. And I think to just continue answering your question, for me, why the success bit is a good measure, because in that piece that I had written to him, it was like, you were the best to this family. You could have, whatever you could have done, you have. The second best position is empty, and I'll try my best to do that. That whenever I see you, I can look into your eyes and say that I did it and you'll be proud of me. So success is a good measure, because then I did get that car. I'd promised him I'll buy him a gold Rolex. He had that fascination. So I still tell my mom that when the opportunity comes, I will buy it. he may not be there, but a promise is a promise. And how I'll take care of the family, how hard I'll work. So, uh, so it is of that zone where these kind of checkpoints keep reminding me that I'm on track. And it's a good measure for
Yeah.
me. So,
Yes, you spoke a lot about also financial literacy and the fact that to manage your finances, and I know how tough it is, especially in this city with the way the industry is. I get a lot of younger writers. When I say younger, I think I'm also, I consider myself to be a young writer because I think the best and all of my work I think is ahead of me. But also people who are trying to break into the industry and they keep asking me this one question: where do we begin and what do we do? And so then they've heard this term called networking. Do you want to tell me like what networking means to you as a writer specifically who's written so many episodes, like 1,000 plus? What does it mean? How does it happen early on in your career, mid career? What should they do?
so first things first, even though it's going to sound that I'm saying this from and it's coming from a higher position, but no, focus more on your work. If your work's not good enough, no amount of networking can help you because बहुत ज़्यादा competition है यार. मतलब
सारे engineers आ गए ना इधर.
बहुत राइटर्स है तो तुम्हारा अगर काम अच्छा नहीं है so when you do get that opportunity also ना you are not going to be memorable great. You
Yeah.
can be great at writing but that's not going to be good enough.
Yeah.
You got to leave such a lasting impression कि अगले बार जब प्रोजेक्ट हो तो पहला नाम तो दिमाग में तुम्हारा ही आना चाहिए. ऐसा काम करोगे तो काम की कमी नहीं होगी वरना यू विल ऑलवेज बी शॉर्ट ऑफ वर्क. यू विल बी अ वन प्रोजेक्ट पर्सन. सो नेटवर्किंग के पहले अपने काम पे बहुत ध्यान दो बिकॉज दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी कैन कम एनी टाइम.
Yeah,
आर यू रेडी टू मेक दैट इंप्रेशन? पार्टीज में जा जाके यू विल बिकम अ गुड ओरेटर बट नॉट अ गुड राइटर. Correct? You'll be a good communicator but not a good writer.
And I've also realized that when that opportunity happens also, because it'll happen so suddenly,
Correct.
it'll come out of the blue and you may not be prepared.
Correct.
Like, most of the times, like my own ideas, when I'm with somebody and they're like, acha, aur kya hai? And I can't remember. Sometimes I can't remember because if you're not like going back again and again, either
Correct.
revising, refreshing, you can't remember. And then I come back from that meeting, which is a very chance meeting, like you've gone for something else and they ask you, aur kya hai? And you can't, and I feel pathetic actually at that point in time because I'm like, if I was just, and it's happened a bunch of times, and then you're just like, okay, I'll do better next time. So I guess
it's like
be prepared.
It's like an athlete in like let's take an example of cricket.
Yeah.
A person who's a squad player who's not getting an opportunity, but every time you got to feel like next match might be my opportunity. So
Yeah.
I have to be at the best of my game, at the best
Yeah.
of my fitness. कभी किसी को इंजरी हो जाता है,
Yeah.
किसी के फैमिली में डेथ हो गई, किसी को बीमार है, can't be a part of it.
Yeah.
Suddenly you will get that opportunity, but then are you ready? So
Yeah.
you have to be that. And networking has also changed in the last few years. So I remember pre-COVID, I used to physically have to go for pitching my concepts, pitching my scripts, narrating. So अभी narration meeting में 5-6 लोग बैठे हैं, पूरी team बैठी है. But once it gets over, the creative head or one of the creative producers, they'll be like, "Arey, have lunch with me. There is a project upcoming. We want you to take a look at it and tell us if this is feasible. If it is, make the Bible."
Yeah.
Like, suddenly I've gone to narrate some other script and next thing I know I'm doing another project with them. Now, that's a very different kind of networking. When they start to trust your ability and they are seeing you 2
Yeah.
times every week, there is a rapport that you build up.
Yeah.
I always say, you can say कि मैंने ये कंपनी के साथ काम किया, मैंने वो कंपनी के साथ काम किया, लेकिन major projects you're working with people, not companies.
Yeah.
क्या equation तुम्हारा हो रहा है? How good a rapport you have set? How much do they trust their writing to pull them out of like a troublesome zone? If they come up with like a crazy deadline, 2 दिन में हमको एक 40 पेज का स्क्रिप्ट चाहिए, क्या तुम डिलीवर करते हो?
I made this mistake early on in my career when I was in advertising. I picked companies over people. And that is one decision in my career which I regret till date. And I've tried to fix it now, that it's a vibe and it's people. And actually people will support you more than no company will ever.
And I'll
stand
tell
up
you
for
why.
Even people won't. Mostly people also may not. But that's a bet that you've got to place and you've just got to do your best like you're saying. And most of the times they come around.
I'll tell you
They
why.
actually work.
Okay, a company can drown, but all the people are not going to sit at home and
Exactly.
drown with the company.
Yeah.
They will move to another company. If that person likes working with you, he goes to the new company, makes another call.
Yeah.
ऐसा कुछ कर रहे हैं, काम करेगा हमारे साथ.
And a company will never mentor you. The person will. And early on in your career, I think that's something that I want to say out there, that if you're picking something, pick people to work with, pick a mentor for yourself, and don't go for the name. Don't go for the name, don't go for the money initially. you've got to you've kind of got to cut back on some things.
And if you're doing good work with good people, you will always be in a situation where they will call that a new project has come up.
True.
Then you don't need networking.
Yeah.
You'd rather be in that situation. But if
We
you
actually don't need resumes also as writers. I
We don't.
constantly think about it that ठीक है वो एक initial
वो बात
paper
अलग है कि
क्या
तूने
क्या
मुझसे
किया.
मांगा था, तूने मुझसे resume मांगा था, I updated it after some 6 years because you asked for a resume.
Did you feel nice or not about it that you've done so much in 6 years?
It felt like a little bit of a flex, but I don't think वो CV देख के तुमने decide किया. I had already sent you the kind of shows I had done.
I'll tell you why I decided. It was because the person I spoke to put in a very good word for you.
Correct.
And there was nobody who knew you who did not say anything nice about you. And I think that's what matters in the end.
And yeah, just to round the networking bit, this is what should happen. Like anybody you work with, if they had another opportunity to work with, your name should pop up.
Yeah.
If they get a call from someone else, your name should pop up in the recommendation. And currently, with the era that we are living in, if you do get to go to a social gathering,
Yeah.
don't hound people in power positions to get work. Doesn't help you. Doesn't
I think
look
that
good.
should be bold and underlined.
Never
A
do
lot
that.
of people send that to me and I'm like, यार है ही नहीं मेरे पास ही नहीं है. How do I enable you?
And
right
another
now?
thing that you need to do is, ठीक है, social media पे अपना काम डालो. If you are on one-on-one basis with any of these people, a gentle reminder is not a bad thing. Say you worked on something that just came out. You share the link, worked on something interesting, sir or ma'am.
Yeah.
And I hope you have the time to take a look at it.
Yeah.
अगर 15 लोगों में से एक ने भी देख लिया, उनके दिमाग में corner of the mind में ये रहेगा that if this kind of a project comes, then Akta or Yash is a very good bet.
But imposition should not be the rule.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't spam people.
Yeah.
Then you end up starting
Being on the
behind the
other
starting
side,
line. In a 100-meter race, you're starting 50 meters behind, other people will be preferred. Because you feel like this person is going to not be professional when you start working with them. So don't do that.
Yeah.
But of course, to gently put in your work there, in their message, if you're on a one-on-one basis, then it's okay.
So Yash, with this, we come to the end of this very intriguing conversation. Pele, you tell me how you're feeling.
I think it was a great and very deep diving conversation. हमने ऊपर से superficial बातें नहीं की, and that's why maybe मेरे को realize भी नहीं हुआ कि इतना time हो गया. And I think in many ways, some of the things that we spoke about also felt liberating. I could also relate to some of the things that you shared from your experience and what has happened to you, and the similarities we had that I had no idea about.
Uncanny.
And,
Crazy.
And I think I'm very, very happy that I came to do this episode with you.
Thank you so much, Yash. Thanks so much for coming. I think this is the idea behind One Story with Akta Pawar, that, like I said, there are so many parallels in all of our lives, and in some ways we find comfort, we find a story which kind of resonates with us in somebody else's life. And for me, like, I really did not know there were so many parallels in our lives, and just the way, our careers have been and how we have tried to, we may be different people, yes, but that kind of just binds you with the other person in a way which is, for me it's connection, for me it's building community in some way. And I think today's ending note for me is slightly somber. I might tear up also while saying this, that I think if your dad's around, if you've watched the entire episode and you know what both of us spoke about, if your dad's around, go give him a big, tight hug. Just give him that hug. He totally deserves it. If you're not talking to him, if you've fought with him recently, if it's any of it, just hug him while you can. Hug both your parents. There are not enough and many hugs that we can give our parents, and I think with that,
totally agree.
We come to the end of this episode of One Story with Akta Pawar. And if you've watched the entire episode, please do share if you could resonate, if there's something similar in your life, and obviously like, share, subscribe to all of that. It's a little sad to say this in today's episode, but
no, please do like, share and subscribe.
And I think I'll end it with remembering you dads, right? Both of our dads. So with that, bye. यार आई एम इम्प्रेस्ड अगर आप यहाँ तक पहुँच गए और मुझे अभी सुन पा रहे हैं, इसका मतलब आपने पूरा एपिसोड अच्छे से सुना और देखा है. एंड अगर ये कर ही लिया है, अगर अच्छा लगा हो तो प्लीज़ लाइक बटन पे एक क्लिक कर दीजिए. एंड अगर ये एपिसोड सुनते हुए आपको किसी की भी याद आई हो, या किसी दोस्त की आपको ऐसा लगा हो कि ये वन स्टोरी उसके लिए बहुत ही ज़्यादा रिलेटेबल होगी तो प्लीज़ उसके साथ शेयर करो, और अगर ये दोनों काम कर रहे हो तो यार फिर तो सब्सक्राइब कर ही लो वन स्टोरी विद अक्ता पवार। थैंक यू।